coaches, Coach Heather here. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a Training Tip Thursday. A lot of you have asked me how to make the Google Docs that I send out, that you can gather responses, whether you send them to coaches, challengers, prospects, people interested in joining the business or joining a fitness challenge. So I thought I'd do a little video to show you guys how I do it. So I'm going to get into a little bit of a screen share. For those of you that know me, I do a lot in Google Drive. So this is, I like Google Docs because it's linked to my phone, to my computer. I like using these forms because once you create a form and you send it out to everybody, they can get any updates you're making because it's a live and active form if that's what you choose to make. But you can make, regular Word docs in here. You can make spreadsheets, you can make forms, and that's what I'm going to show you how to make. So when I say forms, more specifically, I just sent out kind of a form/questionnaire to people, to all of my challengers right before the holidays, so I can really determine what their goals are over the holidays, whether they want to maintain or whether they want to lose, what they really struggle most with over the holidays, what kind of events they have coming up. Just, a way to connect and make sure that I know exactly what it is they want to accomplish over the holidays. And a lot of you have asked me how to do that. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm in my challenge groups. From here, I'm going to go right up here and click create. We want to do a form right down here. Now, when you create a form, it's going to give you, let's call this, I'm just going to call it a test. So this is where you would name your form up here. Now this is going to give you the flexibility to create whatever kind of question that you want to. So we're going to ask for their name, and down here in this drop box is where you're going to choose what kind of format the question is going to be and their response is going to be in. So we can pick a text. If it's a simple, like this name one, I'll probably pick text. If it's a longer question, you're asking for a longer answer, you could do a paragraph. You can do a multiple choice and provide them with one. So let's just go through and maybe do some of these as examples. So a name's going to be a text. I'm going to go down here and check this little box that makes it a required question. So on their end, it's going to make them fill that part out. And I'm going to say, done. So there's my question right there. I'm going to do add an item. Let's do what makes you interested in a challenge group. So now with the question type, for this one I do paragraph, so they can submit a longer answer. And again, I'm going to go down here, I'm going to make it required. We'll just do one more as an example, but you guys kind of get the idea here. You can do dates, you can do a grid, you can do all different kinds of things. So let's do, let's see what other kind. We'll do a multiple choice. So we'll do how did you hear about the group. Now when you do a multiple choice, it's going to ask you right here to provide them the multiple choice answers. So you can say online, through a friend, Facebook, and you can click right here if you want them to have the option. You know how you see a lot of times other, so they can provide their own answer. You can go ahead right here, click add other. The only thing I would do here is, yeah, so that's done. I'm going to make that required, but you guys get the gist of it. You can make the format of the questions anything you want. So this form is super, super easy. Another thing that you might want to do with your, let me just make sure, I always have to look up here. Change the theme. So you want to pick this, you want it to look really nice when whoever is reading it reads it. So over here in the right hand margin, you can pick, they have just a couple different standard themes. This is the one I used for my holiday just because it looked kind of festive, but they have all different kinds of themes. So this is what it's going to look like. So if you want to look at, let's say our form is done, you want to look at what they are going to see, you can click right up here in the top little margin, view live form. So this is the form that all of your customers are going to see that you send out to them. And this is actually up here in the web browser. This is the link that I send to everybody to fill out the form. So go ahead and copy and paste that link, have them send it, have them fill it out, and at the end, it's going to give them, let me scroll down here, it'll give them an option to submit it. And once they submit it, let's go ahead and take a look at where that's gonna end up for you. So right here you see responses. You can choose, you know, different response destinations. I really don't mess with this too much because what it's going to do, it's going to create a spreadsheet. So wherever you have this this test questionnaire stored on your Google Drive, you're going to see it's going to create a spreadsheet right next to that that will say test, whatever you name this, test, and in quotation responses. So I'll show you mine. So you can go ahead here if you wanted to change the response destination, you can do that. You can click view responses right from here and it's going to show you now. So it's already made a spreadsheet of what all of your questions were up here. So I usually just go up here so you can read it. Go to format and go down here to wrap text. So that's going to put all the text in one box and so you can read it all. But this is automatically where once someone hits submit, it's going to populate this form for you. So I'm going to show you a form that I created. This is the rough form that I created. So these are the questions that I came up with and the form that I went ahead and formatted and the questions that I asked them. So you can see up here I've had 16 responses to this form. When I go to view live form, here's what I see. Here's my form. And again, this is the URL I copy up here and send to everybody that I want to share that with. So now what I wanted to show you guys is here in my Google Drives, you can see in my left-hand margin, I have all different kinds of folders and different areas I have things in. This one is in my challenge group folder, so I'm going to come down here. This goals for the holiday, that's the form. That's what I named my form, and you can see directly under it, it says goals for the holiday responses in quotation marks. That's the form that was automatically created for my responses. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this so you guys can see what a populated form looks like. It doesn't populate with the colors over here. I've used that as a color coding system for me, so because I'm scheduling phone calls with everybody. So that's just a way for me to know who I've talked with, who I've scheduled a time with, who I still need to schedule a time with. But as you guys can see, everyone's here. This is all the questions at the top margin are what directly came from my form. So I went ahead and wrapped the text and made it bold so I can tell what everyone was answering. And then their answers were populated right to this form. Again, I went ahead and wrapped the text so I could read it all in the little box. But it's really that easy. So I use Google Forms or Google Docs for just about everything. I use it, like I said, let me stop the screen share here. I use it a lot too for training documents because, like I said, if you were to make changes as you go or you were to update any forms, as long as they're holding on to that link or as long as they have the form, they're going to get the updated version. So I hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But making a form and sending it out and being able to populate those questions, I do it a lot for coaches too, to gather their why or their goals or things like that, or for prospects that you want to gather some more information, what their goals are, how much they want to lose, what they struggle with, things like that. This is the perfect place to do that. So if you have any questions, make sure you reach out and ask me. If not, have fun creating your forms and getting in touch with people. Have a great day, you guys.